What's up, Throwdown? James here. Welcoming you back to the Call to Action podcast.
Hey.
I don't know what I couldn't even keep a straight face. I'm just lost right now.
And it's all live, baby. We're keeping the whole video. We ain't edited shit this time.
Oh my gosh, we're so fucking classy. It's great.
Yes, you just walked in here with your shirt off, like, "Hey guys, look at Alex."
We're doing anything we can.
I have a tank top on.
I know.
Weird. Jesus.
James.
You saw my shoulder and you went berserk.
Okay. You need to cover your shoulders, distracting us men here, Alex. God.
This is the Rockstar thumbnail all
No,
over.
that's the only reason why I did it. I just really wanted to distract the men in the screen.
Is that how you plan to win matches? Just show
that
some
is
shoulder?
right. That's all I do. I'm like, hey, haha.
Instantly pay up. Okay, is this gonna be a thing that we just type in the chat whenever we're recording together?
Yeah, this is where I'll say all the things that would normally get me in trouble. It's all in the chat. You will never see it, chat, and they will not screenshot it for proof.
Oh boy.
Is that a challenge?
No.
All right, so sorry, I'm just weird today, guys. I just finished one recording, so my brain's sort of fried. So we can get into the discussions for matches for last week. The first one up, we have Paul Oyama, Action Army rep, versus Josh Makuga. And I think this match here today has proved that Paul Oyama is the biggest heel in the league.
The biggest heel in the whole league.
Yes, because only like a true heel would take out Josh Makuga.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you trolling right now?
No, you know what? I'm with James on this one. Now stick with me, Alex, because I know you want to interrupt right now. But here's the thing. Makuga became the biggest and best heel as of his last match against the Founding Fathers, or he flossed. He flossed with the belt. He threw the belt on the ground. No one has ever been as disrespectful to the belt. Now stick with me. And then Paul beat him as a heel, which makes Paul the new king of the castle of the heels. Relative theory. That's just the facts.
You're building a really wobbly bridge here. It's not really connecting. Okay.
It makes sense. Makes sense to me.
I'm not gonna lie.
I will have you know that I am the king of Connect 4, so I totally get what you're going for, Dylan.
I'm sorry, but
right.
I'm not. You know what? Not sorry. Y'all are just wrong. That's true. You're just very intensely wrong.
Speaking of the match, the first scene we see is Grace going to Emma, telling her, "Hey, I need a match with Stacy and her new partner." Who do you think her new partner is?
I was at that time, honestly, I was kind of hoping it would be Kevin Smets. He was like one of the people that I was thinking was going to branch into team matches since he's not focusing as a single player in the IG.
I think there's still a lot to show with Smets.
Oh, absolutely.
Outside of Inner Geekdom. I think he's done a pretty good enough job on that. We'll see more on this match with Navarro coming up. Because at the time of this shooting, we already know who Stacy's partner is, so I'm not going to pretend like I don't know that match from here.
I will say, though, this, on Monday morning today, whatever, the article came out when they revealed her team name, Crimson Fury. And immediately I screamed, because I thought Alicia Malone was coming back. And Alicia's my favorite.
That would have been so good.
Oh my god! And then it could have been we could have gotten Scott Mance back. They could have had a match.
Scott Mance can stay buried. He can stay buried until the next movie release dates.
I'm sorry,
but I want profiles back, man.
He needs to retire as a player. That's the way it is. Poor Mance. I just feel bad for him every time he gets up there.
Why?
Mance, outside of movie release dates, it is just a horror show. It is a travesty.
To be fair, his match with Bateman was
he's good. He's great. Good. When he's bad, he's the worst.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Can we just take a moment to cry sweet tears during that match when he was paired up during the Anarchy with a tournament with Gerber? Or do we want to
Mean Girls?
Oh my gosh.
That was
really one of the most iconic comedies of the past 15 years.
Hey, he also knows La La Land, so he got two things.
Oh man, there you go. Not only that, what was it? He also had like one of the lowest scoring wins of all time, which was like, I don't know if I described that as a win. It was like below like 6 points.
What
Like
was this?
it was like one of his very first matches. He did it was like not first matches. It was like a season or two ago. But he doesn't do well outside of classics and movie release dates.
He could probably do new releases or something as often as he is. But this isn't the Man Show. This isn't the Stacey Howard Show.
Okay.
This is the Oyama, the new God heel, versus Makuga, the former king of the heels. And surprisingly, this is a really good round one. Just as a quick review on that, they came out tied at the end of round one.
I was very impressed with Makuga. I was like, get it.
Yeah, good for both of them. I was hoping Oyama was going to get that perfect round, but I won't fault him. He missed a question that he shouldn't have missed, but it came out really, really close in that first round, and then it won't be for the whole rest of this because it goes very, very quickly after that. James, do you have the scores at the end out of round two? It was bad.
I do. I don't know what I'm looking for. At the end of round two, Oyama spawned classics and got 6 out of 8 points.
That's pretty impressive considering classics. That's usually like one of the most difficult categories.
That is a difficult category, especially with age relevance. And Paul Oyama being a younger dude, that was impressive. I haven't even heard of most of those movies. Like, I'll tell you right now.
I know. I was thinking to myself that we might have discovered like a new favorite category for him. To be honest, I was very excited.
Well, he is a film student. So he prides himself on these older, bigger movies. That's why he's also really solid in directors. And I can say, even though I'm a film student as well, I only got 2 points in that category. So it's a danger.
So it's not all about the school. It's just sometimes you just like it, or sometimes you don't.
Or sometimes you hate classics movies. And then Makuga spawned Coming of Age. He got 2 points, and Oyama stole 1, resulting in a final or end of round 2 with 14-9.
That doesn't sound too terrible at first until you realize that's a 5-point difference. And the Makuga follows into that with Spoiler getting, I think he gets one of his round 3 questions correct.
He got his 3-pointer.
He got his 3-point correct and then misses in for the TKO.
Yeah. Which again, I can't fault him on too much because I didn't get it correct. I don't.
Yeah, those fists. He makes a pretty valid argument for that 5-point question. And I was like, Makuga's. Yeah, I will say that he continues to hold on to being one of the best post-game interviews out of all of them. He continues to have my favorites outside of any team action ones. It's just Makuga's talking and drinking the entire time.
I mean, Makuga is just like one of those people is that you just want to be friends with him. You really just want to have a beer with him and hang out, which is fantastic. Unfortunately, he's not that great. I mean, he has really great moments, like during matches, like you mentioned during the first round, he actually did really good. I was like, you know what, this is actually kind of nice. But he shits the bed, it's pretty regularly when it comes to second and third rounds. So I'm never if anything, I'm surprised if he ever does semi well, which is kind of sad, considering how, I don't know about sad, but considering how long he's been involved in the Schmoedown. He's one of the first players. And I don't know if he takes it. I don't know. I know he doesn't take it as seriously. He doesn't train or anything like Bibbs or Saint Levine or Merle or anything like that, obviously. He just approaches it completely different. All the information that he learns, about movies and everything is much more incidental rather than purposeful, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. No, I would agree. I think he's just not one of those ones who, he views it as a fun sport. He doesn't view it as that competitive. It's competitive and he knows that much, but he's not in there to win them.
He doesn't go out of his way to study and learn about these films that he hasn't seen.
Right.
That's why it really kind of weirded me out. Not so much weirded me out. I was just really surprised that Oyama and Makuga were paired up together. And, and their vibes are just so completely different, making it. I don't know about you guys, but for me, that was just such a weird match. It was an uncomfortable match, and I was drinking. I was day drinking.
As you should.
I know your pastimes, Alex.
And so, I was already in that Wildberry frame of mind. So I'm like going into this excited. And then I'm watching this just like, I feel like I'm watching a car crash. Like, Jesus.
This was an interesting matchup for characters.
True.
You know what, though, is that for them to have Paul, who's this up-and-coming heel, and then Makuga having just his explosive personality. Makuga is one of those people you can't really be a heel with. Because he's just like, he doesn't give a shit enough, and he's just too himself. It's kind of right
character. It's just like a slightly exaggerated version of himself.
Right. Makuga is just Makuga all the way through. Like where other people play a character, and Makuga's like, you can't do that. This is genuinely me, and I'm just an old crazy fucker who likes to drink. You're not gonna.
I'm about that.
Who are you calling old?
Well, I mean, comparatively to
how old is he?
Probably not even like mid-30s. Like he's probably mid-30s.
No, is he really? I have to find out now.
Probably.
Again,
he has
Makuga.
He has an IMDb. No, Makuga. Oyama is like 21, if that.
Yeah. Well, while they're doing the research, the question he missed in round 2 was who directed If Bill Street Could Talk. So I hate Makuga now because it's the best movie of last year.
Yeah. Let's see. When was Makuga born? He has an IMDb page. Does it have his birthday?
Yeah, I'm on the page right now. I don't see it now.
Yeah, it doesn't have his birthday listed.
Back to the James show, we will be talking about how Mike Kalinowski will be stumped by Janine the Machine in the coming weeks.
That's happening. That is happening. That's fact.
And how Sam Levine is somehow the best commissioner, despite never really doing any commissioning. And I have been hired to talk on NPR, or the parody version on Parks and Rec.
Okay, well, I know Makuga's birthday wasn't around late January, but I don't know.
Okay, well, regardless.
I think it's really easy.
Different mentality. He's one of the OGs.
Yep.
When was Josh Makuga born?
Okay, I found this on the web for when was Joshua Cora born.
Doesn't know who she is. Look up when was Josh Makuga born.
I found this on the web.
Oh, Josh. Oh, there you go. Josh Makuga.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And also, why does your Siri have like an Austrian voice? Sorry, Australia.
Yeah.
Or New Zealand. Or Kiwi.
Australians?
Yeah, Kiwi voice.
Kiwi voice.
Kiwi.
No, Australian's native language is screaming, Alex. Everything on that island can kill you. So,
their national language is
Kiwi.
Yeah.
I stand by it. Kiwi.
No, Kiwi is New Zealand.
Yeah, Kiwi is.
Oh, I know. That's why I corrected myself. I mean, they're next to each other.
So again, match is over.
14-12.
Makuga is suspended for 2 months.
Yep.
Which sucks. But what's he really gonna do? Like,
was he gonna have matches in that 2 months anyway, guys?
He wasn't. He
played 2 or 3 matches a season, maybe if we're lucky.
At most,
that includes being a team.
Yeah.
At most, this gives Elliot an opportunity to either do a singles thing or a new team.
Elliot's in singles. I know he's 1-1, I think.
Right.
So, yeah. And he's not listed on the website, even though Rosie Knight is. So I'm pretty sure he's out of singles.
Rosie Knight should play Elliot. Like, that's the only fair matchup I could see for Rosie Knight.
Oh, that'd be a low-scoring match.
Is that going to be Winston v. Rose again?
Yes.
For the singles league?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? We need those matches. Like I said, that's my inspiration that I could be a Schmodown player. If we could have that in the singles, I'd have a great time with that.
And like I said, the end scene, we have Janine and Mike. Jay goes to Sam's like, "Hey, my girl Janine really wants a match," and Mike's a bitch. He's like, "All right, you got it.
You got it."
Mike
Kalinowski, Janine clashed. Janine takes that easy, 100%. We're not even going to discuss a match that's not even happened yet.
White bread is finally
He's getting toasted.
Crushed. And I get to break out all my old Janine and Mike ship gifts.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Like, were you guys fans when that was going down? At least on Twitter.
Nah, I didn't see it.
That's one of the reasons Janine got to know me semi well, was because every time they were just fighting constantly.
Oh,
And then
I saw you guys at Twitter Beast. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I started this crusade of just like, those two are so cute together. And Mike's like, no, this is serious. I'm gonna beat her. And then Janine leaned into it like, yeah, this white bread wants
shipping that between the two of them. Oh, I hope that.
it was
good
insane.
Lord, that's
All
delightful.
these- And there was just one GIF we both used all the time, which was vanilla ice cream and chocolate syrup. And it angered him every time, and it was amazing. And I'm gonna break it back out leading up to this match.
Oh boy. Speaking of other ice cold matches, we have a title match
Between Vanilla Ice and Mr. Freeze.
There's nothing there. Guys, this is a late night podcast. So we are not at our best.
We are
It's not
so
that
hungry
late. It's
right
only
now.
8:30.
There's a lot
Yeah.
going on, or should I say, there's very little going on right now.
Yeah.
Merle versus
Merle.
Bibbs. Merle.
Oh, wait, okay. Quick thing before I move on. Paul the Shark Oyama. Yes, new nickname.
Yeah.
Very big fan of Jaws the Revenge, obviously.
Marquia wouldn't let the nickname go in the whole match, referring to him as the Shark, and now it's just. Do you think he has a new catchphrase for the Shark Oyama? Because primetime, he has check your watches. You know what time it is. He has all these puns on that.
I think he's like, check your watches, you know what time it is?
Yeah.
It's time to go swim in so I can eat you.
He's got this really sweet MC Hammer feel to him right now. Like, I want to see him, or that Flavor Flav, how he always has those giant like clocks. I wanna see Oyama go full-
wait. Okay,
Fuck
can we get Oyama versus Bibiani? And then Bibiani's entrance is just a Flavor Flav music video. And he comes out with the big watch. If he loses, he just hands it to Oyama.
I would love that. I think that would be fantastic. Bibiani, we know you watch these videos. Think about it.
I mean, who
Yeah.
doesn't?
Oyama, we know you don't.
Popular in the world.
Yep.
For Bibbs going into this match, I really wanted Bibbs. To me, I really wanted him to live. I mean, wanted him
Oh
to
my god.
to
Damn,
live. That would be a Schmodown match of the ages.
Hey, we're back to the Ghost Schmodown League. We haven't talked about that in a couple. The Ghost Schmodown League, the ones where all the dead players come back. We haven't talked about this in like 15 videos. So I'm glad that
I
it came
forgot about that.
Boys, come hit theaters.
We're the best podcast group ever. So anyway,
Oh, that's we're rough. That's what we are. What was I thinking? But I really wanted Bibbs to walk out of this fantastic. I wanted him to win. Just because he performed so amazing against Roka and Irwin. I was like, oh shit, Bibbs. I mean, not only did he win, he
set the new singles record.
it was a fantastic match against them, and during the three-way match. So going, not to mention let's face it, that was probably one of my favorite matches of the year so far. Could just Earthen.
Girthen Irwin.
He's really coming to his own, and I love it.
Yeah, Bibiani really owned that three-way, guys. You can say he was on top for most of the time, and he had a really good flat. He had a flat.
100%. But Bibbs, he just did so well. So going into this, it's kind of weird knowing that Bibbs was walking into this knowing that Bibbs was the whatchamacallit?
Speaking of Ethan Irwin and his three-way, I gave a little dramatic reading of what I did on Facebook. Because Jay Washington was complaining about how Janine or Ethan should be the one in Houston. And Jay said to Andrew, I hope you get your ass tossed out the ring. That will solve the league's problems. And then I said, Jay Washington, getting his ass tossed. I guess we know now who told Irwin about the three-way. Sensible chuckles, thank you. All right, bad jokes are over.
That was cute. Guys,
Okay. So Bibiani gets killed in this episode of I was gonna say Game of Thrones.
And just saying, it's the first time we see him sit on camera.
It's true.
Sat down. He broke.
Side note, I really like how Bib's entrances are getting more mainstream because I feel like he's changing it a little bit, but it also just feels very natural. Like he just comes in and it's like, so you're expecting a creative entrance.
Yeah.
And just I don't know, there's like a simpleness to it, just like he's aware of what we want now.
He's definitely
It is, but that's the point.
Yeah. It was like that one. I think wasn't his last one also the Oh no, his last one was
the critically acclaimed one, right? That really.
Yeah, I was thinking the Gremlins 2 one, and one of my was just like, this is so terrible. I don't know who would have liked this or asked for it for that matter.
Right.
Exactly.
If Bibbs is evolving into a second phase where he's just making meta jokes about how over the top his entrances are.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Sometimes his I feel like sometimes his entrances they're overdone where they almost overshadow the matches. Sometimes because some of his matches get he has good matches and he has fantastic matches, but there are some matches where they're just like and especially. And so, I mean, in his entrances, no matter what, especially for a long time, they were huge. Like there were other extra people, there were costumes, there was music, and then I liked the really simple ones. Like I thought the Price is Right one was cute.
I love that.
That was just so cute. I used to love that show growing up. But I thought it was delightful. Now, considering how many times has Bibbs held the belt now?
Once.
Just the once.
Just the one?
He won and lost it on the
Yeah.
He always is one of the top contenders.
Mm-hmm.
He's like the first number one contender or he's like in third, so it's just like one of the three for this the past season and a half. So it's just like motherfucker. And as he's become so much more chill about it, about the belt, winning the belt, he's like, I won it, but if I lose, cool.
I like the attitude from it, but I think it does reflect into the match, and this is something that looking at the details of the match, this is where a first round was pretty by the books. I think it was 6-5 or something in Myrtle's favor, something in that line, and then both of them had strong round twos. And then the bidding round totally just swings the whole match into Merle's favor. From there, Bibbs just never gets it back. But it was one of the things where throughout the whole match, it was it was a title match, but I didn't really feel like the stakes were there. And I think that was intentional.
Right?
Bibbs was very relaxed, and he even said at the end of the thing, he's like, no, you know what? This is a good match. It was a practice match. But it was so much of that attitude that made me honestly feel not as invested in the title match. And I don't want to take this away because it's from Bibbs or anything like that from Merle. It was a good match, but I don't know. Maybe we've been spoiled this season. It was a good match, but even so,
match though.
Yeah,
we're not going to be talking about that as one of the nominees for one of the best matches of the year.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen.
No, it's not even going to. I mean, because we started out the year with Cushing versus Kalinowski, and that was still the most insane match this season.
That was so good.
And then we go to this, and it should be a comparison game. It shouldn't, but I think that so much of that laid-back attitude actually hurt him in this match. And he may disagree, but it hurt my interest in it because I didn't feel the stakes were there. Because it didn't feel like for him the stakes were there.
I mean, something I think is kind of, I totally agree with you. Whereas for a long time where more he invested, when he first got into the Schmodown and everything very, right off the gate, he started off so amazing and then he dropped so fast, so quickly.
Right.
And so, which is unfortunate. And so when he came back, he did amazing. Which was, that whole Cinderella story. But it seems like when during his rebound, essentially, it just kind of brought to his attention. It just seemed like the more he cared, the worse he did.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that he's getting to a point where he's actively trying not to care so much.
Now it's got the complete reverse effect.
But now it's almost like he's not caring enough.
Mm-hmm.
He's caring way too little, or he's it's almost as if he's actively trying hard not to care, just to his detriment.
Right.
I'm sort of casual. You're definitely not.
He goes in there super cash right now, guys. He is
Super cash.
super cash right now.
Cash.
And I mean, it's just we saw how it played. It'll be interesting though. So after this match, Merle wins by TKO. Doesn't have to answer.
Like what, 17-14?
17-14. Yeah, Merle doesn't have to answer any questions into the 5th round of it.
I actually have the scorecard right here. Yes. Round 1, and it was 6-5.
Yep.
Round 2, they both got 7 points.
Mm-hmm.
And then round 3 is where we really see Bibbs sort of fall apart. Betting round, which was a mixed bag, which you're like, oh, hey, this could go either way. And it did. They both bet 2. But Bibbs didn't get the question right, which created a 4-point differential.
Mm-hmm. What was the question for that one?
Do you remember?
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I can pull it up really quickly if you want, but
No, it's fine. No, it's fine.
That's fine. But the bidding round just seals the whole deal. Like from there, you can tell Bibbs lost all the momentum in there.
I feel like I feel bad. Like you kind of see that Char Willis, for example. Like I'm curious about their training style with their buzzer. That
okay. That's something I've been meaning to like bring up for a while, and it's a really small thing. I think they're the only teams to like get access to the buzzers, right?
No, honestly, you can get buzzers anywhere.
Oh no! I mean, they're using the buzzers actually used in the championship.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you could probably just say, let me borrow those buzzers. I don't think it's an exclusive thing. I think the only team that actually.
Oh, I'm sure they can. It's just weird because they're the only team I remember saying like we practice with the buzzers.
Right.
Like how many other people use it or people do it.
Like I think Sam Levine at some point he talked about practicing with buzzers.
I'm sure he had to. We saw his run. Like he was.
That was magic. That was so good. Honest to God, though, fan theory. Sam is going to be back by the end of the year. He's going to announce his return by the end of the year.
He closes it out as commissioner, says, all right, this ain't me. I'm going back into it.
100%.
Which is
not so much calls it. No, not so much decides this is not me. But he's just like, oh, there's real peak competitors this time.
The competition is too good not to come back to.
I have to do this. Like, whereas before, I mean, like he was like untouchable for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like
he had matches against both Rachel and Clark and won, and both those matches were pretty crazy tight too.
Didn't he TKO Clark? No.
No,
Rachel and Clark is
overtime Clark.
I think his match against Clark is one of my favorites just because he won off of his weaknesses.
Yeah, which was a severely underrated match. Like,
yeah, it was a lot of fun just seeing and it's like your final question is an animation. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Good game. It's the Croods.
Of all things, but this is I'll be intrigued to see it. I mean, they do kind of have hints with Sam throughout some of these things, especially with Merle and the new belts and all that stuff. Like you see him eyeballing it. And it wouldn't surprise me to see Sam come back, even though they've said many times over, like, he's like, well, he's seen enough of the questions now, and he's seen all this, like, it would almost be unfair for him to come back.
But he's not involved in actually, like, writing the questions or anything.
No, but they've said before that he's on, like, that they want to have a review board kind of behind the scenes to kind of evaluate all the questions and see, like, if it should be a fair and valid question and if it's worth the points that they allot to it. Because we've had so many times be controversies, just that question doesn't make sense.
Recently.
Right.
And if something is wrong, you will know about it. Everyone will.
And Roka will get that question, and he'll throw the biggest bitch fit about it. But so yeah, I don't know. I would love for it to come back because Sam to come back because I'd like to see him rise back up again and see how he manages against where the league level's up to because the league has just leveled up to a whole different level. And Sam, it might have just caught up to Sam if that's the case, but we will see. But otherwise, let's. I guess we can start to wrap up this video then because we've kind of covered Bibbs.
Well,
any last thoughts on that, guys?
I will say that like their credit scenes for both before and after, and it was just like, hey, look, new belts. But that's about it.
The belts are fucking sexy.
Oh, the belts are amazing.
Oh my god, all the vulgarity in this video.
Okay, the belts are quite lovely. I'm not gonna lie. They're pretty darn fantastic. I really don't like the IG belt though.
Oh, I love both belts. I love the IG belt.
There's just so much going on.
The IG belt.
There's
looks like,
Vader. There's Gandalf. There's crap. I can't. I'm kind of completely having a brain fart. I can't remember the other characters that are on it. It's just so much on there, and I appreciate what it does. I think it's better than before. God help us. We need a brand new free for all belt because the current one looks like shit. I'm like, seriously, fuzzy ball thingies? What?
Yeah.
No.
Like actual note about the credit scenes, it made me both love and hate Rachel a bit, just seeing how emotional she got over the getting them. It's like it was this little reminder how much effort she put into winning them, how much it means to her.
Yeah.
It was really.
Oh my gosh.
It was a teacher. Like that was a tearjerker moment. I'll be lying if I said I didn't know. I was just like,
Yeah.
girl, you earned that one. Like you earned both the belts. Like that was a sweet.
She's earned them, and then it was like out of body experience, which made me realize like, oh my god, they put all this effort in something that's pretty much meaningless.
Right. Like it's
like it was my little fourth wall moment, but then I went right back in and was like, oh no, she deserves this. Like she so much.
I love that.
I was like watching like Emma get her like she looked like she was on the verge of tears, like actively trying not to cry, and I was like, oh god, don't.
and then started drinking again.
Yeah. Alex,
yeah, not gonna lie, I probably drink on some level every time I watch a match. The other day during the Merle Bibbs match, I drank rum and pineapple.
Oh,
I can vouch for this.
It was delicious. I've never had a rum and pineapple drink before. I didn't realize like rum is so yummy with sugar. Usually I drink a beer, like I drink like a Corona or something, or I do have a glass of wine or whatever it may be. But I was like, Bibbs, I need to celebrate Bibbs. I'm having rum. Rum it is. And then he didn't win, and I just drank the rest of it, and I got a few other drinks of it, and I don't regret it. It was delicious.
Bibbs. And before this started, if you guys don't mind going a bit longer, like me and Dylan were talking, and it's just like the team's league is really interesting right now.
It seems like it's almost too interesting right now. Like it's a lot. It's sensory overload.
Well, they're about to really start the team division here very, very soon. Like not just like because they've been like playing some low key games recently up until now, like Inking the Brain versus I can't remember who they were up against. That's what not corruption, but Crimson. Yeah, I keep wanting to call it Crimson Tide. It's not Bama. Damn it.
Crimson Fury.
Crimson Fury. Yes, Crimson Fury against Late to the Party. These are kind of low-key games where they're just kind of building their confidence. They're trying to build up their reputation right now. And they're going to get some real matches here pretty soon. And Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, we need more matches with Scream Queens. Like
Scream Queens are extremely underrated. I still believe that Haley needs to like go off and do her own thing.
Like, why are they getting more matches? Haley Vouch. Why is everyone sleeping on Haley Vouch? Why isn't it singles?
I guarantee they'll get another match here soon because there's got to be another team. You know what it is? Time Machine versus Scream Queens. Calling it now. That's going to be their. Time Machine is going to be.
Deal against a top 10 team though.
Is Scream Queens still considered a top 10 team?
Yeah, they're 1
yet. Okay, so if I'm looking at the thing right now, if the Time Machine were to face anyone, I understand, even though they have like a former champion player and they have like a really great player as well. I mean, they're both great players, obviously. I'm looking at the team division rankings right now, and they would need to play someone that's like 1-0, right?
No,
they're a brand new team.
Like 1-1, maybe.
Yeah, I guess if they're going to go against anybody,
the lower end, essentially.
I said only the stupid answers are kind of funny.
Yeah,
they're only options unless they do like a new team.
And absolutely, and that's what's going to happen for the next match here pretty soon. Then we're going to start seeing some bigger, better.
Like the end of the season, it's just going to be the craziest team matches we've seen probably ever. That's That's just gonna be it, 100%. I think that one thing I'll probably pitch as a video coming up. Maybe we'll even tag it on to the end of this next week's video for what Crimson Fury against Late to Party, and then the Smets and Navarro video. I think would be a good conversation piece just to see what are the matches that we're anticipating that are going to happen, that the storylines keep building to, like Founding Fathers, corruption, stuff like that, matches that we know are going to be probably coming up because of storyline sake, and which ones are we most excited for? Because Harloff posted a poll.
Put out a new schedule today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, like we said, it's going to be. Oh wait. That's strange. Okay. I think they got the site wrong because they said Mark Riley just met her this weekend or on Friday.
Right, but then they said that it's supposed to be Smets and Navarro, but
yeah. And it said that in the Patreon video today too. Whatever, that'll get fixed.
Yeah, but the schedule showed. So it being a Monday video. Now,
just saying, I'm excited about the Harry Potter exhibition match coming up.
Oh, I'm stoked about that.
I'm gonna watch it and see myself.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. It's gonna be epic. Although I'm not gonna lie, I feel kind of bad because I feel like they have to make such deep polls for that.
That's gonna get wild.
Okay. So Rachel answered maybe one of the hardest.
The Harry Potter community, like, I feel like there's so many people that are like casual Harry Potter fans, so it's gonna be that much more difficult.
Yeah,
you know. And
I think that's gonna be like Star Wars level deep cuts for
yeah, I'm hoping so because I remember all the round three question that's Harry Potter. It would be like, who is the founder of Hufflepuff? Helga Hufflepuff.
Oh, yeah.
Duh.
That's not even a hard question.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a hard question, but that was like a 5-pointer, and I was like, are you fucking serious?
Well, yeah.
Like what?
We'll see, but we got some pretty strong matches coming up. We have, Crimson Fury and Late to Party has already aired as of the time as we've seen on this video for Patreon, which we'll cover later on this week.
I want to ask. Sorry to cut you off. Okay, it's on the 31st. Is going to be the Kid versus Drew Grant. Are we talking about the Kid as in like
Brendan Meyer?
Kid?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just said the Kid, so I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, I know it's a little strange that you don't have Brendan Meyer.
Yeah. And then Drew Grant is
I was like,
I don't know if it's or anything, but
yeah.
This match, just kind of doing that sneak preview. We have Mark Riley and Snyder. Yeah, that makes sense because they said that usually they want to have their Friday matches be the single league. So Monday we'll have Kevin Smith and Hector Navarro for Patreons, and then that'll come out on Thursday. I think anybody watching this video will be looking forward to see who wins between me and James in that match because we have a face-off on that where we're just going to sit there and answer the questions on Smets and Navarro match and see who comes out ahead. Spoiler, it's me.
We may record that, we don't know, but we're going to have some fun, and he's going to get stomped.
The shit talk will be out of this world, and we will split the Action Army and the Call to Action podcast just right now.
I am Team Andrew, and he is Team Wrong, so we're very used to splitting things.
Whoa! You don't get to just call Team Andrew when you know I'm going to be the winner. That's not right.
Okay, children, calm down.
Is that a slide against Andrew Guy? Are you going against our Lord? Actually, I realized something earlier.
Our Lord and Savior Drew Guy?
Yes, of course. Okay, so the Patriots are Joffrey Baratheon, and Andrew Guy is Ramsey Bolton.
Ramsey Bolton?
Like, we think, oh, this can't get worse. No one can be a bigger asshole.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew Guy comes in.
Yep. And
then
Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew comes in. Yeah.
Well, does that make Grace Cersei Lannister?
Yeah, I see that. I will see her more.
No.
I mean, not as big of that character. They want her to be like a full Cersei. Really, she's probably more of a Littlefinger.
I know who it is. Because we just said that Josh McCougar is the biggest team in the league.
Oh, he was. Until Paulo Young.
He's everyone's favorite character. And you know who got him suspended? Emma Fyfe. Emma Fyfe is Cersei Lannister. Boom.
I would totally support that.
And then one have short hair.
Mm-hmm.
That would be wonderful.
I dig that. Let's tweet that out at her.
Alex, Queen of Twitter, long may she reign.
Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
The seven
I'll
seven
post it
armies.
here in a few.
Hell
Right.
yeah.
You guys can see now when we record and realize that we need to sleep.
Yeah.
And on that note, that's the end of our episode. You two plug your social medias.
Alex, go ahead.
Yes. Oh boy, I'm really off today. Okay, so I'm Alex Mack. You can find me on Instagram at on Mac_Midori on Instagram, but also you can find us on Twitter where I run the Call to Podcast, Call to Action podcast really on Twitter, that page. So please like, follow, retweet everything, and check us out there. I'd really appreciate it.
Yep. This is Dylan Camacho signing off. You can catch me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook at CAMACH Octopus. I tweet sometimes, whatever. I'm tweeting a little bit more because I'm plugging myself all the time now, so I might as well try to use that Twitter. You can also catch me in the Facebook groups, Movie Trivia Showdown group, Call to Action, Action Army, Action Industries, all of those good places. I'm commenting, liking on all of that. Just tag me, throw me out in there. Let's start a conversation with me. That's fine. I'll start shit. You can see me crushing James Spence at the end of next week's Inner Geekdom match. James, you want to go ahead and cover this next little plug? Go ahead.
Thank you, the incorrect and very wrong and loser Dylan. Like you said, you can find all of us at Action Industries. It's a great place to go. I work for it, so you guys have to check it out. It's a role, slam the hammer. Y'all need to follow it. You can follow me on Twitter at Temecula Film Guy. It's at TEMECULA Film Guy. You can also find Ben and Andrew on Twitter at Andrew Guy and at Ben Bateman Media. You can also find us on Twitter at Team Action Show. Right? Is that us?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Great. And then you can also find Ben and Andrew on Instagram at Ben Bateman Media and at Andrew Guy. Again, I think I get worse at this every time. I keep forgetting stuff.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then don't forget to follow the Team Action Patreon where you can see a lot of great things. Like Andrew Guy and Ben Bateman getting drunk and watching movies and doing Nicolas Cage impressions because...
And Tom Cruise impressions, which are much more better.
Yep.
Rare.
And Gerard Butler impressions,
Great.
which are the best.
Janet.
Great.
All right. And then also follow... What was I going to say? Right. And then follow Action Movie Anatomy every Wednesday. This Wednesday, they will be covering Deadpool with an unannounced special guest, but it'll be awesome.
It's me, guys.
The same thing. And on Friday, you can find them on the Action Guys, where they'll be ranking every single MCU film. And as always, you can always see the full videos of the previous weeks every Tuesday on the Action Industries YouTube channel, which y'all need to subscribe to as well. It has great little funny clips done by the wonderful Brandon Hanna, who I just had a fan match with. And I'm very salty about it. That is it for this week. Sorry for
he's also very salty about the match that he played in the match that I ran, and he was knocked out really quick.
I was TKO'd. It's not like I was KO'd or anything. I wasn't Bruce Green in a Star Wars title match.
Love you, Brandon Hanna. Love you, Brandon Hanna. Goodbye.
All this. I'm like the Bruce McMahon in wrestling, whatever. Just because I'm the host, suddenly I'm the worst person. Whatever. Vince McMahon. That's it. Just see you guys.
Bye.